Hi, this instructional video is about solving inequalities. On the last instructional video, I recommended that when you solve an inequality, if you have a coefficient, to multiply its coefficient, to multiply its reciprocal, that is. And I hope it becomes a little more obvious why I recommend as such. So why don't you try numbers 1, 2, and 3 by pausing the video right now if you like. Otherwise, I'll start demonstrating with number 1. So on number 1, the way I would read and write this is starting with the x term first. So it will say negative 1 over 4x is greater than negative 3 over 2. This way I will never get confused which way on the number line I should shade. Negative 1 over 4x is greater than negative 3 over 2. To solve for x, I'm going to multiply to both sides of the inequality by the reciprocal of that coefficient. So the reciprocal of negative 1 over 4 is negative 4 over 1. Or simply negative 4 if you like. But here it is. So on the right side, negative 1 over 4, negative 4 over 1, negative and negative becomes positive, and 1/4 times 4 over 1 is just 1. And what you have to remember is when you multiply the negative of a coefficient, you have to change the direction of the inequality. So it was greater than, now it's going to become x is less than, whatever's on the left side. Negative and negative becomes positive. 4 times 3, numerator is 12. 1 times 2 is 2. But you could simplify that. So it becomes x is less than 6. How do you draw this on a number line? Well, what number we're talking about is a 6. The numbers you should choose to satisfy this inequality better be less than 6. Not including, but less than 6. So not including means open circle, where the 6 is, and x is less than means shaded to the left. All right. So now I want you to try numbers 2 and 3. Okay, so in this case, you said negative 1/3 x is greater than or equal to 2. To solve for x, I multiply the reciprocal of negative 1 over 3, which is negative 3 over 1, to both sides of the inequality. So as a result, the 3 and 3 simplifies, negative and negative becomes positive 1x. But since I multiply the negative, I must remember to change the direction of the inequality. So now it becomes x is less than or equal to whatever's on the right side. And in this case, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 over 1. See the invisible 1 here? 1 times 1 is 1. And that's the same thing as saying negative 6. So that's my numeric answer, my number line solution. We're talking about negative 6 this time. And to satisfy this inequality, we need to choose the numbers that are less than or equal to. Equal to means it includes that negative 6, and less than means all the numbers that is left side on the number line of that negative 6. And finally, number 3. This one's a little visually tricky, but check this out. If you like, you could write this as 1 over 8. Here's one way to do it if you like. You could write that as 1 over 8x is less than or equal to negative 2. Or you could just say x over 8 is less than or equal to negative 2. Because in this case, what you have to do is multiply or do the inverse of divide. X divided by 8. So you want to say take that denominator and multiply to both sides. And there's no trouble here because there is no quotient. Be careful though. We've been talking about negative coefficients. Negative coefficients. This one does not have a negative coefficient. So in this case, 8 and 8 simplifies, leaving you with an x. And we do not change the direction of the inequality this time. That was not a negative we're multiplying. It doesn't matter what the right side is. Okay? As long as we're not multiplying the negative, nothing changes. So on the right side, negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. If I did it the traditional way, the reciprocal of 1 over 8, of course, is 8 over 1. And whatever you do to the left side, you do it to the right side. So 8 and 8 simplifies to become 1x. And again, it does not change because we're not multiplying a negative. And on the right side, negative 2 times 8 is negative 16 over 1, or just negative 16. Either way, same answer. So how do you draw this number line for this answer? We're talking about negative 16. The number that you need to choose to satisfy this inequality better be less than or equal to. Equal to. So we're going to draw a closed circle. And equal to and less than is anything to the left of that. So a number is smaller than negative 16, like numbers negative 17, negative 18, and infinity. And that way. All right, so there it is. All right, good luck.